Let's cross over to Emma James here of MediaWatch. Good evening to you.
Hi there.
With the latest on one of our main stories tonight, that latest terror attack in Baghdad.
Yes, and with so many people killed and so many people injured, Iraqis really are looking for a sign that the rest of the world cares about what has happened there. When it comes to Iraq, it seems that the regularity of these bombings and the sheer scale of them and the number of them for such a long period of time does seem to have made us become hardened to it. The Washington Post runs with this headline: "The worst ISIS attack in days is the one the world probably cares least about." This article goes on to say it's unlikely this attack, just the latest in an unending stream, will generate the same panic in the West as Istanbul and Dakar. For years now, we've become almost numb to the violence in Baghdad. And looking around at what people are saying on Twitter, comments like this one: "If Paris deserved a minute of silence, Baghdad deserves the whole world to fall silent forever." This journalist Michael Weiss says this eclipses Istanbul and Dakar combined in terms of the death toll, and it happens all the time in Iraq. Ian Bremer posting this image, which each red dot represents a car bombing that has happened in Baghdad in the last decade. That's just within Baghdad, not the whole of Iraq. So that gives you some idea of the scale of what has happened here. And we don't tend to hear the individual tales, the loss, the suffering that we do with so many other places when they are attacked. This Twitter user saying they all had a name, a face, a family, and they had hopes, fears and dreams.
There is one individual story that's emerged, one of the victims who one would have hoped would have been one of the bright hopes for Iraq's future.
Yes, absolutely. Adel Al-Jaf, or Adel Euro, as he was known. That was his stage name and how he referred to himself online. He has really become the face of this tragedy after a Facebook tribute to him began to be shared widely. In it, he's described as a multi-talented young Iraqi dancer, filmmaker and rapper, and he'd also just completed a law degree. So really someone who should have had such a bright future. This is his Twitter account, and you see the smiling images of a young man, the same as you would for any Twitter user around the world.
And it looks so creative as well. It's something you don't think of
when
coming
it comes
out
to
of Iraq, because obviously
Absolutely.
all we see are images of destruction all the time.
And on Twitter, he urges people to live to dream, create and inspire. Now, he also posted many videos online, on YouTube, on Vimeo. He had a very strong social media presence, and it really showed just how much of a zest for life he had and what an amazing creative person he was. Let's take a look.
عبر عن أفكاري ودي أطلع كل هموم وكل شي صار وجاري من اللي قالك في تقشف فيضانات وشلالات ما في إصلاح ولا تغيير بدل ما نملك الحالات وين نروح اليوم مكان أجمل ما به الفيضان إنك في بيتك أركان شارارارارا ها كيف الحال فتح لذنك واسمع القوافي ها أنا حبيت لو لقيت لك الحضن دافي.
It's such a terrible waste.
It's dreadful, and he had already survived one terror attack. In May 2015, he was very nearby. He described himself as being a step away from death, and obviously this time around, he wasn't so fortunate.
Our thoughts with his family, may he rest in peace, and of course all the other victims in Baghdad. Now, moving away from Iraq, there's been yet more political upheaval in the UK.
Yes, as if we needed any more. Nigel Farage, the head of the UK Independence Party, commonly known as UKIP, who was the man who really led the charge to get the UK out of the European Union, has stood down as leader of the party, having got what he wanted to achieve. He said he's got the country back, now he wants his life back. The Independent, though, says it's the latest rat to jump from the sinking Brexit ship. Hot on the heels of Don't Be a Quitter Dave and stabbed in the back Boris, another politician leaves us to deal with the mess they created. Lots of people very angry about this one, including Caroline Lucas, who is an MP in Brighton, a Green MP. Brighton, one of the areas that did back UK staying within the EU. She says Farage has left a toxic and unforgivable legacy, and she's not the only one to be angry by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, Farage quit. He's never provided any solutions or taken actual responsibility for anything. There are some, though, who think he's done okay. tip of the hat to Nigel Farage, done a great job, UKIP Brexit. This one, though, last word on Nigel Farage, really. Time, gentlemen, please. An empty pint glass and Farage's old peculiar on the front of it. Because, of course, he was well known for liking to go down the pub, but as an ordinary man of the people, he liked to make out.
An ordinary stockbroker of the people, I think, is more accurate, isn't it?
Exactly. And one very short last word on the situation in the UK. Boris Johnson has just announced that he is backing Andrea Leadsom for the Tory leadership.
Kiss of death for Andrea, I would imagine. Emma, thank you very much indeed. Emma James from MediaWatch. Will Hildebrandt with the business. Great to see you, sir, hiding that case of ale under his desk, I'm sure. Short break. After that, more news. Stay with us.